Welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Romano. Today's date is June 12th of 2020. I'm making this video because I want to emphasize the dangerous time periods that follow. Our stock market is at a crucial turning point. This is very normal and it is part of a cycle. That cycle is a 30-year cycle. And now that cycle has come to an end and a new one will begin. After reviewing the SPX charts, if you want to go online and search SPX, that's the S&P 500, you'll notice at the beginning of 2022, January 1st, the stock market was at its peak. After that, it continued to go down, and that's where we are today, June 12th. This time period, unfortunately, our government cannot spark another thriving economy. They already came out this week and they mentioned they'll not do anything about oil prices. And so high gas prices are to stay. That affects every type of market possible, whether it's shipping products from overseas or making products. Everything revolves around the oil market. Every product that we look at, somehow crude oil is somehow attached to that price of that product. So how does it affect you and me? It's not just that we don't have products on shelves. It is those companies who design those products here in America. They make the product elsewhere, but are they selling their products right now? No, they're not. Now we hear that the silicone sector is now having a hiring freeze. Well, I guess the investment bank sector is next. Because investment banks do well when people have money to invest. But if it's a slowing economy now, are they going to be doing better and increase business? No. And so this is where layoffs will happen in the investment banking industry. That is the beginning of a turning point as well. Now we have real estate prices skyrocketing over the past 3 to 4 years. And finally, now Manhattan and New York real estate is changing. There's more real estate for sale than buyers, and it's becoming harder to find buyers. So there is something changing just with the real estate market and the employment sector. Next, because everything costs more because of oil prices, companies are going to have to pull back on employment. This is very normal. I'm not a magician. All you have to know is your history, and you'll know how to predict the future. As of June 12th, in other words, this past Friday, the stock market, particularly the SPX, has gone down quite a bit. This is a crucial moment for the SPX because it's hitting a price that's going to affect its going down further, or it's going to stop it and it's going to make it go sideways. My prediction is that it's going to go down further. That's very bad. The SPX is a major sign of if the economy is doing well or not. That's how I know what goes on. The Dow, unfortunately, has been trading sideways. So it doesn't really tell you exactly what's going on, but it tells you what's going on later on. But what's most affected, meaning a very touchy, is the SPX. You'll also notice that gold prices have come down because the SPX did go up, but now it's going up. So gold prices are going up. My prediction, within the next 3 months, gold prices will be spiking the highest it ever was. Unfortunately, I don't like to say too much online because people don't believe me, they don't understand who I am, etc. But those people who complete PhDs in finance, they learn to create theories. They learn how to improve theories. and they learn how to do market predictions. If you're someone like me that loves the stock market, I love financial investments, particularly hedge funds. Before we continue the video, please remember, if you want to say thank you, do thumbs up. That will really help me and my channel. Thank you so much. Hedge funds, as a whole, they are the most proficient of managing risk. And if the hedge funds did very poorly the first quarter of 2020, the second quarter, they didn't do so well either. Of course, once the stock market collapses, the other half of the year, they'll do phenomenal. But we're waiting for that to happen. Just because I have a PhD, it doesn't mean that I know everything. I don't know much, but I know what I know. Last year, I posted a video on September 3rd of 2021 called Stock Market Collapse, Indicators Are Here. And that was posted on September 3rd of 2021. For those people who had listened to that video, it was a very important video because I was telling you what was going to happen in the future based on my market analysis. And I did mention that you should have been purchasing gold and sell your stocks or your retirement portfolio. And there were many, many other videos that I talked about closing down your positions or your investment accounts at investment banks and purchasing your gold. Well, you should have done that already. So by me telling you that there's going to be a stock market collapse, it's not going to really help you. But it's going to tell you that you could still prepare. If you can't afford your house mortgage with your savings for at least a year's worth of payments, I suggest you sell it. Just because your interest rate's low doesn't mean anything. If you can't afford to pay your mortgage, you're going to lose your house. The SPX was trading sideways. I made a video called Stock Market SPX Direction Soon. That was posted around 3 weeks ago. In that video, I mentioned that the SPX would go up and then trade sideways. Well, it did. It went up quite a bit amount over a week to 2 weeks. And then you should have gotten out of it. Now, of course, those people who are proficient at trading, I don't suggest you do this because you don't know when to get out. Unfortunately, sometimes trading could be 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, or when you've made your profits at 20-30%. The next thing is, why do I believe the stock market's going to collapse any day? If you remember, when Russia invaded Ukraine, take a look at the markets 2 months prior or a month prior. The markets were already being affected. Well, if China is going to invade Taiwan this August, September, then this would be the time period that our market would see a major drop. Think about it. China is a very big country. If they owe more than $3 trillion of real estate in America, then think about what they've been doing to our markets. They are also trading our markets, whether it's illegal or not. So, with the advent of taking a look at the SPX and its trading sideways for the past week or so, now you see on Thursday and Friday of this past week that it did go down and it did drop quite considerably. That was around the time that the president mentioned that he will do nothing about oil prices and that oil prices being high are here to stay. You also know that the Federal Reserve Committee made a very big mistake by not acting sooner, but thank God that they did. I want you to all remember it's not the end of the world, it's simply a change in our life. Everything changes. The real estate market, don't look at supply and demand right now. Absolutely not. It's too late to look at that particular indicator because it's already been spiking for quite some time now. Secondly, interest rates are going up. We are not going to have cheap interest rates that will help the real estate sector. It's not going to help because they're going to keep increasing it. So I'm telling you now, don't look at supply and demand. The actual demand diminishes overnight when people realize that we will have a stock market collapse or that the stock market finally did collapse. There are many wise people out there that lived through 2 stock market collapses, or 3 even, or even 4. And so they are well prepared on the effects of a stock market collapse. For example, my father built a beautiful building with 17 units. While he was building that property, he had a number of people that were looking to rent those units for their businesses, and he had a waiting list. As soon as he was finished and he laid the blacktop on the ground, the stock market collapsed. And it was soon apparent that there was no one going to rent his units. He survived, but how many other people didn't in that type of market in the late 1980s? So you need to prepare yourself for risk management, and you need to have savings to make sure that your mortgage payments are being paid. Because if you don't have a job for a year or 2 years, at least you could pay your mortgage payments. You could rent out your house and go live with your in-laws. So to confirm, the stock market is collapsing any day now. It may trade sideways for some bit until, I would say, between July and September, October period, or maybe it will continue to go down little by little as it did since the beginning of the new year. I can't predict how it's going to collapse or what it's going to look like. Now, you must remember, as of now, over the next 2 weeks, if the SPX goes down any further than it did, that's a very bad sign. But it may go down more than what it is on Monday and Tuesday, and then it may trade sideways. And maybe the government will come up with good news to prop up the markets. But I don't see any indicator that they're going to have any good news for us. So the prediction is that the stock market will collapse within, I would say, 2 months. It could collapse any day. That collapse may take until the first week of October. However, I don't see it taking that long. I see it happening now because between July and August time period, if China does invade Taiwan, the stock market would have already gone down. I wish you all a great deal of luck. Thank you so much for watching my video, and please remember, if you like my videos, to subscribe to my channel. Please remember to do thumbs up if you want to say thank you. And please, of course, send me messages to the live chat and I'll make future videos just for you. And finally, please remember to share my video with at least 5 people. Thank you so much for watching.